Jerry Mallory here for SB Nation and Pride of Detroit. Now, this past week has been difficult for the Detroit Lions, notably the 2011 draft picks. Johnny Colbright, he had his situation with grass in January, but we're talking about Mikel LeShoure and Nick Fairley. They had this issue with grass, marijuana, being busted for it. Days apart, these news pieces come out. So what I've done is decided to try to come up with a sort of plan. I'm going to try to implement this, get this over to the Detroit Lions. Obviously, their anti-drug, their anti-grass program that they do during training camp before the season begins is not working because these guys have decided to go ahead and try some of the grass out. So I'm going to give you a preview of the tape I'm going to send into the Detroit Lions. It's called the anti-grass program. I'm hoping this works. That way these guys who supposedly are going to be good players can get off the grass and play some football. So to start this off, to really get people against grass, we're going to give them a clip, a little history, and a viewing of bad grass. What you're looking at is bad grass. Look at it. The color and consistency is off. The length is too high. You know, in some places like in Arizona, many homeowners don't even have grass for their lawns. No, instead, they substitute it with rocks. Many of our NFL teams in their multi-million-dollar stadiums, instead of going with grass, they go with AstroTurf. But guys, there's a grass out there that's even worse than the one you're looking at. That's right, you've guessed it. It's marijuana. Lions players, I want you guys to think like the Arizona natives when it comes to grass. Avoid it. Now, don't substitute it with rocks like they do, but stay away from it altogether. Hopefully that short history of bad grass is enough for them to stay off the other type of grass that they've been hit with. Now, we're going to take a look at some of the banned items coming this point forward if you're a Detroit Lions player.
Some of the banned foods include Doritos, Twinkies, Slurpees, White Castle, and Munchos. Banned movies include Dazed and Confused, Pineapple Express, Half-Baked, How High, and Knocked Up. We have musical artists as well. No listening to Snoop Dogg, Pink Floyd, Jefferson Airplane, Afro Man, or the Grateful Dead.
Now, there's a certain time of year where these players may be more anxious. They may be more likely to try some of this grass out. So, on that particular date, we have something special planned for the boys.
We know that there is a certain day in April where our Lions players, some of them, may be more inclined to engage in activities that we don't approve. Maybe partake in some substances that, as you have seen from this discourse, we do not think is appropriate for our players. So we have something planned for them, very special. The 20th of every April, we're going to have the official Detroit Lions lock-in at our facilities in Allen Park. We're going to have a pizza party. We're going to have clowns. We're going to have balloons. We may even have some amusement park rides. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun. That way, on that particular date, you won't be tempted to do anything but have a great time with us in Allen Park.
In all seriousness, guys, this past week with both Mikel LeShoure and Nick Fairley, two guys that we are hoping make a big impact this year, with these two guys being busted with marijuana, it's not a good situation. First off, we haven't seen much from them on the field because of injuries. We're assuming, though, that they're going to be pretty good players. We don't know that yet. And the development that we hope they would make in 2012 may be in jeopardy because both of them may be hit with 4-game suspensions. So they already don't have that much time on the field. You add this to the fact it's disappointing. We need these guys. Mikel LeShoure, obviously, you know, Javid Best is a health concern. Kevin Smith hasn't stayed healthy. Now, LeShoure, not only do we have to worry about his Achilles, has he bounced back from that, but this whole weed thing, it's not good. Nick Fairley, we have depth at the defensive line, but if you lose a guy like that, other guys have to step up. Corey Williams, maybe he was going to be a cap casualty. Maybe he was going to be trade bait because we have a wealth of defensive tackles. Well, now you have to look and say, you know what? We might have to keep Corey Williams, even at his high cap number, because we can't trust Nick Fairley just yet. Looking at the draft, there are guys that we have shown interest in, whether it be Drake Kirkpatrick, whether it be Janoris Jenkins. Do we draft these guys now they're available? I don't know. Both of them have had conduct history issues. Drake Kirkpatrick, more notably with the marijuana situation. For me personally, If those guys, you fall in love with them, you think they're talented, I would draft them anyway with the hopes that there are more good players in this locker room than bad. You do run the risk, though. You start bringing in guys that like that grass, this becomes the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFC. So this may even change the draft strategy for Martin Mayhew. In all, 2011 may be one of the few chinks in Martin Mayhew's armor. Between injuries and not having a lot of draft picks, so far the only guy that has produced has been Titus Young. But it's to be continued. I still think Fairley and LeShoure are going to be good players and they can contribute. We just hope that the anti-grass message that we're sending to them gets to their heads and they smarten up. All right, guys, next week we're going to go heavy on the draft. We're about 3 weeks away until the draft hits. We'll be looking at prospect scenarios, you name it. But this was a big news piece, and we had to talk about it right here and right now. Leave your thoughts, your comments. What would you add to the anti-grass program and just your overall opinion of the situation as a whole? I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. As always, this has been Jerry Mallory for SB Nation and PrideOfDetroit.com.